President Biden says people from coast to coast have been dealing with natural disaster.
Past few days of Hurricane Ida and the wildfires in the West and the unprecedented flash floods in New York and New Jersey.
At the White House, the president says the government will help people who need help. At least 45 deaths are blamed on the flooding and tornadoes touched off by the remnants of Ida from Maryland to Connecticut. 40 of the people drowned in their homes, apartments, or cars. Biden will travel to Louisiana tomorrow. Greg Keene was checking out his home in Plaquemines Parish.
A lot of marsh grass, a lot of snakes. All of our propane tanks, our ice machines, everything that is under the camp just got swept away.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's likely that a third coronavirus vaccine dose will be needed.
The FDA and CDC would make the final call, but based on Fauci's experience,
I would not at all be surprised that the adequate full regimen for vaccination will likely be 3 doses.
the government's preparing to give boosters to all people who receive the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines pending approval from federal regulators. The decision on what's considered full vaccination would have big implications for schools, businesses, and others with vaccine mandates. The U.S. is still studying whether those who receive the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will also need a booster. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin calls for what he says is a strategic pause on President Biden's $3.5 trillion budget proposal. Manchin is a key to passage of the package. Biden proposes billions for rebuilding domestic infrastructure, tackling climate change, and expanding or introducing a range of services from kindergarten classes for children to dental, vision, and hearing aid care for seniors. The cost covered by increased taxes on the nation's wealthiest and corporations. This is AP News.
Tom Bodette here, still leaving the light on for the long-haul trucker. While we were locked down at home, you were out there day and night bringing us what we needed to make it through. And Motel 6 is here to help you make it through. Want to trade a loose load strap and a sore back for a good night's sleep? Yes, you do. Motel 6 has a place just down the road with a clean, comfortable room and a great low rate. You'll know it when you see it. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Start at this time. Classic Hits KWMC 1490 presents The Huddle, the show where we debate local, collegiate, and professional sports. We invite you to call us at the studio at 830-775-3544 or 775-3591, or drop a comment on our live Facebook stream to express your views and opinions on our topics on The Huddle. So now, ready? Break.
All right, good afternoon, Del Rio, and welcome to The Huddle, Del Rio's only sports program here in Del Rio. Pues, ¿quién más? Where else? On KWMC 1490 Classic Hits. Man, I'd like to thank all of y'all this afternoon for joining us. We're going to have a great show lined up for you guys, alongside with my brother in Christ, also a great sports analyst, sports commentator, and man, we covered just about everything last year. The great man, Mr. Michael Andrade, in the house. How you doing, Mike?
How are you doing today, brother?
Oh man, we're trying to make it.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right, one day at a time.
One day at a time, and I'm gonna really quick take this time and out to the Chavez family. I know he was a very, very big adamant coach involved with sports. Luis Chavez, he was a.
If anything for his kids.
Yeah.
There was Luis Chavez that recently passed away because of COVID.
COVID, yes.
He's got 4 little ones at home, so for those, I know the family's looking to get some donations.
Donations to GoFundMe out there too.
Step up, man. I know he coached a lot of like youth basketball and stuff like that for his kids and a lot of our kids. You know what I mean? So anything that the community can do for them, definitely a big boost for them in this
in this time. Yeah, so definitely, if you can help, I know there's quite a bit of GoFundMe's out there in the Facebook world. Please help. He's a big avid of sports, so to our deepest condolences. I did go to school with him. I know he was around our grade. He was in my grade.
He was a little bit younger than me.
Yeah, 1 year.
I think I met him a couple times, but still, I mean, I can't even imagine leaving my kids
Dude.
behind, and he had 4 with the little one. I mean, it's not a tiny one, you know what I mean, a baby. So
when I played against him, because he was a quarterback in Pee Wee, dude. I mean, him and also Rest in peace. Also, Oscar Salceda. He was my quarterback for the Lions when I played Pee Wee. Dude, I mean, the Vaqueros had nothing on him. Let me tell you that. I was scared of the Vaqueros, but that guy, Luis, no. So I know there's a lot of GoFundMe's out there. So please, Del Rio, if you happen to have some spare anything, put McDonald's away for one day, or Buffalo Wings and Rings, or all these great, donate for a great cause there.
I'm trying to find it here on Facebook. I think they were looking for diapers and stuff like that for the baby. And I think size 5'6". So if anybody knows, if anybody that clothes, diapers, whatever, anything that can help, even just a donation of $5-10, it goes a long way.
Oh, that goes a long way right now, especially through the times that we're going to. But guys, thank you. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in to us this afternoon live on the Huddle. But you know what? I'm going to get right to it. Mike, we talked a lot about it at the game. Here in a little bit, we're going to be joining through the Facebook world. Mr. Brian Argabright, also great. He helps us too. And I'm going to ask him what he thought about going into this game, our first game here at Walter Lehrman Stadium. Mike, I'm going to start off with you. What do you think about our first game going into Walter Lehrman Stadium against, I'm going to put it this way, the Roughnecks out there, the Derrickmans, the people from Odessa, the kids from Odessa in the house. What's up?
Well, I mean, last week against the Veterans Memorial Patriots, it was just a tough game for the Rams. The Patriots started off really good. The Rams started off kind of slow. They made adjustments at halftime. They were able to come back and score some points there at the end, like we talked about. Building points, things they can improve on and get better.
See what worked for them.
Exactly. See what worked for them and see what kind of team they're going to be. I think the biggest need right now is going to be confidence.
Yeah, that has to be
it. And it's like I told you during the game, a lot of these kids, they're sophomores, juniors, they haven't played ball in 2 years because there was no freshman ball last year. There was no JV ball last year. So if they weren't in varsity, they didn't play football last year. So this is 2 years in between games for them, So getting back in the field and getting used to the speed again, it's
the hits, the being thirsty, the winded.
They all had to reacclimate themselves too. And in the second half, you could tell there was a big difference. Whatever the coaches told them in halftime and the adjustments they made worked. Unfortunately, the hole was just too big to dig out of, but gave me something to look forward to for the season. I'm excited about what Zach can do, Zach Taylor, the quarterback. I'm excited about, the running back. I forgot his name.
Ooh.
Number 26 was the running back. I don't
have it. I might. No, I don't.
And a couple of the receivers, man, they can get out there deep and catch the ball. What did worry me was the defensive front. The whole third, fourth quarter, I was seeing that in the middle of the field, the center, where the two tackles line up.
Yeah.
There was a big hole, and the Patriots from San Antonio veterans were taking advantage.
Right through that six-pack.
Running through that hole for 20, 30 yards at a time. So I'm hoping this week they make adjustments to the defensive line. And, of course, man, some of these kids, again, like we were talking about before we started, a lot of kids that aren't on the field because of grades.
Dude, I know. There was, I guess if we're getting the correct information, there was some of them that didn't qualify because of grades. We were saying they were hurt.
We were under the assumption that we're hurt because I don't know what would keep them off the field besides that. But then I figured 3 weeks into school, how could you be failing already?
No kidding.
But
the progress report barely came out.
Exactly, man. So, again, hopefully these kids wake up, get their heads out of the dirt, so to speak, and get in the books, man, and get back on the field because some of these kids are seniors, some of these kids are juniors. These are opportunities that they're missing out to make highlight tapes for college opportunities, stuff like that. Then again, they're not going to make college if they can't make the grades.
Yes, so definitely that is one thing I do agree with you. Omar Matos on the Facebook there tagging people up. Greatly appreciate it. Like and share this post, man. Definitely put your 2 cents in there regarding any sports out there. Like I said, we're touching on Rams football right now. Overall, I agree with you 100%. Those points that we put up, I would say, I got text messages and walking around town, being around town. They're like, Junior, why weren't you saying the truth? They gave us those points as consolation points. I said, nah, I don't think so.
I can't agree with that because they never took out their starters.
Yeah, they never did.
They had the same quarterback they were switching quarterbacks every now and then, but they never took out their starters. They gave up, literally one big play to Zach Taylor on that 80-yard touchdown run, and the rest were just good drives where they were possessing the ball, running the ball, rushing the ball with that running back, and controlling the pace. That's what their offense needs to do to have a good game. And I think the halftime adjustments just showed what they were
what
doing.
they were
I
doing.
never saw that they kept the starters. Or they kept the starters out of the game. Again, we might talk to Brian right now. He might. Tell
Yeah,
us
he
more.
might tell us a little bit better. Now, one thing that I did like, Del Rio, what I liked about this Rams first game that we were able to see was they had a great run game. Coming from the Aiden Huertas that we saw last year, you know, coming to this year, I'm glad we have something like that.
Something to keep it going.
Something to keep it going, because as a coach, and like you said, you know, the most football these kids have had has been Madden 21, other than real playing. It gets your head going, thinking like, man, what should I do? Or like, hey, I'm not used to this again. But overall, I was liking it, just because we put points on there.
And the run game helps build confidence. So whenever they started with the run ball and then with the run game, then in the next series when Zach got that big run, hey, these guys are walking around the sideline with a little bit of swagger to them. You know what I mean? And they had that confidence to keep going, and they didn't let the other team score any more points after that. But again, just the steps it takes to build a team throughout the season. These games don't count towards their district standings.
At all, yeah, they
So
don't.
technically speaking, it's kind of like preseason. I know the coach doesn't want to hear it. It's probably, you know, win now. But
It doesn't count towards your record.
baby steps, man.
Baby
You know what I mean?
steps,
You got to get there. You got to build up. I'm excited to see where it's going to go for tomorrow's game against the Odessa High School. I think it's the
Broncos? You said Broncos, yes.
Yeah, I believe it's the Broncos. The Broncos are more of an equal talented team to Del Rio. If not, Del Rio might be a little bit of a favorite in the game. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think, in my opinion, right? I don't know. I don't read the data.
Throwing out.
Hey,
Throwing out.
I don't read the Dave Campbell standings. So
Yeah.
from what I've read about the Broncos, I feel like the Rams have a little bit of an advantage. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I like the run game, but Del Rio, man, whoever was in the stream and watching us that afternoon, I wish our passing. I saw more floaters. I thought I was watching a basketball game instead of a football. You know, I mean, it's a big difference. Obviously, not everybody's gonna have an arm like Vic. You know, dude. I mean, that dude threw lasers.
Yeah, and I think where Zach is still developing.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore.
I mean, so last year he got to play a couple of snaps in that playoff game, but other than running around and getting sacked or getting tackled early, he didn't do much throwing last year. And this year he's just got to get that under control a little bit. He still had the jitters again. It was his first game in a year. He's just got to develop his control and his accuracy with that. Throwing, you know, lobs or deep balls like that, giving the defense enough time to get under it. That's just mental mistakes that if he would have thrown a little bit harder and more of a dart, it would have been a complete pass.
Oh yeah,
touchdown.
and the receivers simply on there, and they need to just catch it.
Sure.
They just need to catch
there
it
was
too.
a lot of like we were kind of saying, a little bit of butterfingers.
Butterfingers, yeah.
Again, I don't have my roster, but number 18 was stepping up, catching some balls in the second half, and I think all that was just mental. Again, getting on the field for
First
his
game
time.
jitters, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully, like I said, a lot to build on for this next game, and you know, going forward for district.
One thing other than the passing, I really felt that our defense was there, wasn't there, was there, wasn't there. Inconsistent. Not like the 3-inch quarter-inch cast iron of that blue shield that we saw last year. Man, that blue shield last year, I mean, that was like, hey, if the offense is struggling, we knew that if anything, that defense could keep us in that game. But now it seems like it's a 50-50. We need that. I'm not sure. We need to try to find a better acronym now.
So no, this was gonna happen, man. They need to earn a new nickname.
They need to earn a new nickname.
They need to step up and come up with something so we can come up with something for them. You know what I mean? So definitely shout out to the defense. They need to step up today. Hopefully,
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for is better defense this game, and consistent offense.
Yes, and that's overall. Like I said, we're not here to tell them about, oh, they didn't do this or that. It's just what we saw. What we saw, we're like, hey, we're blessed enough to see the squad last year, and more than anything, I was glad to have and see past Rams. You had the Jadens, you had the Aidens, you had all them chiming in on the chat, putting their grades on there. They honestly, I saw like a B grade coming from their peers. There. So honestly, that's where I started off at as a game. So obviously, to be in a B is not bad. To be honest,
Yeah, like I said, the second half kind of changed everything.
Yeah,
It
they-
would have been a D or an F if it would have stayed the same. But the adjustments brought them back up.
the adjustments brought back up. I'm hoping Coach Taylor made those adjustments, let them see that tape, all the tape that they need to see. One thing I do got to clarify here. Whenever we do stream Ram football, immediately following the game, we need to take down the stream.
Yeah.
So, boom. Boom. You're not going to be able to rewind and hear me going off on a referee. You're not going to be able to rewind and hear me say que tiré el calzón sucio. Alguien lo tiró. You're not going to be hearing me say about Butterfingers. No more rewind. So definitely, guys, if you're going to want to catch Ram football, you need to catch it live. They're streaming not only on Facebook. Also, we're going to be now joining in here on 1490 AM in the afternoons. So definitely many ways to catch Ram ball. So overall, I'm excited, but definitely you guys need to also check us out. You know what? I'm gonna line the mood up. You know, now you see that all this, but you know what? To anybody watching out there, you know, boom, courtesy of Skyline Embroidery, Mr. Camposano, right now. Mr. Camposano gave me this shirt. Whoever wants this one, yeah, Rams, boom, courtesy of Skyline Embroidery, se la va a ganar. All you got to do is come pick it up tomorrow morning. You just got to put it on there. Junior, I want the t-shirt on the comment side. Definitely whoever wants it, whoever wants this nice Ram blue t-shirt on the comment side, drop it on there, and definitely I'll write your name and pick it up before the game tomorrow, or we'll be there.
We'll be there. Maybe we'll have an extra one and we'll get one out at the game or something.
Yeah, no, we'll give another one out there. Definitely like to thank our great friends of Skyline Embroidery for hooking us up for that Ram swag for us this season. So definitely Skyline Embroidery for any types of embroidery. Hit them up at all times. Definitely when it comes to Letterman's, trophies, really quick T-shirts that you need them done. Mr. Camposano got it done there at Skyline Embroidery. But now,
and I'm pretty sure he has Ram shirts ready.
oh
to go,
yeah,
right?
Ram T-shirts on point on there. So that is one thing we don't need to worry about. But what I'm gonna try to get here, you know, damn,
Ready, bro.
he's ready. I'm surprised you're not wearing a Dallas Cowboy shirt.
Next week.
I don't know. Luckily, I'm surviving right now because Daniel is at practice right now. If Daniel was not at practice, I don't know. I don't know, dude. Really, I don't. He would be already. But you know what? I think I ordered a Dallas Cowboy hat. Can you believe that?
Dang, bro.
I ordered a
Wait,
Dallas.
for a giveaway or for you?
No, for me. For me. So whenever Daniel goes back and looks at the huddle and he hears that flip-flop bought himself a Dallas Cowboy one, well, dang. Ahí lo miramos. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can. There he is. I'm going to try to give a call to our good friend Brian Argabright from the 8:30 Times, and he also helps us out too. See if he wants to join in on this great debate on what are his inputs of this going into the game on Friday. Brian, good afternoon. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Here, trying to live it up, trying to take it one day at a time. I'd like to welcome you on the chat this great afternoon here, brother. How you doing?
I'm having a great day so far, man. Thanks for asking.
Well, you know, one thing when I talk football is I want to get it right. I want to hear from the man who's been covering it for almost. But what were your feelings, or what do you think, or your analysis on the Rams game this past Friday, or I'm sorry, this past Thursday in San Antonio?
Mine, there was a lot of good and there was a lot of bad. The thing people have to remember is the Rams are a young team on offense. New running back, new quarterback, new wide receivers. There's a lot of new pieces in play for this season. And one of the things I was asked last week by a former Ram was, would you have kept those players out on the field as long as they did? The answer is yeah, because when you're a young team, you need reps. You need that opportunity to get out there and gel a team. We fell behind early, obviously. They battled back, and while the final score, 55-20, wasn't really what we were hoping for, it could have been a whole lot worse. I think once the offense got rolling, we did see a lot of positives. But there are a lot of things that the coaches will obviously have addressed this past week, and going up against Odessa High for the first time in both programs' histories, it ought to be an interesting game this Friday.
Brian, really quick, and then maybe you could give me your opinion on this. I really like that run game. It feels like that jet sweep to the right was working for us more than anything this past game. And what I said earlier was, I'm really happy from what we're coming off of an Aiden Huerta season. Had a fantastic season, a lot of yardage, and it seems like his his buddy in crime is doing a fantastic job too. What is it? How do you feel about that Del Rio run game?
Well, Del Rio has always been a run-first kind of team, and that's something that we were going into this season knowing that we had as one of our strengths. Whether it was Zach Taylor, the quarterback, getting to run on his own, or whether it was one of our running backs doing the job in between the tackles. It should have been Galaviz. Galaviz is going to be unavailable for a little bit. So Emiliano Lopez stepped up. He had a great spring game. He had a great scrimmage against Fort Stockton and CC Wynn. And, of course, you saw him do his thing against Veterans Memorial. We had two players with over 100 yards rushing, and that's a really good sign. But as Coach Taylor and I have discussed in the past, we're not going to be successful unless we can incorporate that passing game as well. And running is key. Running is fundamental, but we need to throw the ball, and we need to do that so that team won't stack 8 guys in the box and just shut down our run game and make us one-dimensional.
We got to keep them honest, man. That's what you're saying.
For sure.
Now, and like I said, this being we want to call it, yes, the season has started, but these don't affect district play. What have you heard from our district play, district counterparts, Laredo, out there? How are they doing?
A lot of teams in week 1 found some rough going. I know United got hit pretty good. They wound up playing a team out of San Antonio, I believe. I didn't get a chance to check all of the results from this weekend, but I do know that we weren't the only team to taste defeat, so we're all sort of in the same boat. There's going to be a lot of teams in our district that will be a little bit different. Of course, United South being one of them, their star running back Benavides is gone. His brother now takes over that position. We only saw him sparingly last season, so it's a completely new thing for him and for us as well. The team, of course, to beat is going to be United. They'll always be the team to beat in as long as we're in the Dorado district. So right now, we need to focus on getting our stuff right. We have 4 non-district games, and then, of course, the bye week, and then we go into district. So we make our first trip to Laredo next week to face Laredo Martin, and the key for us is just getting ready, getting better each and every week, and I know that's what the coaches are stressing on both sides of the ball.
Yes, Brian, I cannot agree with you more. We need to be alert, and one thing that in the conversation we were having earlier, you were pretty optimistic on this season. All we had to do was capitalize and stay healthy. I'm not sure what the timeline is on Galaviz to return. I'm not sure if it was grades or health. I'm not quite sure. Do you happen to know by any chance, Brian?
There's some things that he's working out right now. I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk bad about the young man, or he's got his issues like we all do, but he'll be back. He practiced with the team. He played in the scrimmage as well. He's going to be a big contributor, and the Rams expect him to be a big contributor. And I believe he's a senior, so this is his opportunity to step up and show what he has in his final year as a part of the Rams program. And I know that he wants to be out there as much as the coaches want him out there, as much as his teammates want him out there. You just have to make sure everything's in place. And when it's your time, it's your time, pure and simple.
Yeah,
And
it
he's
says.
not the only player that's going through that kind of stuff. Either.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know there was quite a bit of players, and when they do make their comeback, you know, I'm hoping to a whole different Rams team. You know, he had his peers on the comment section that day saying this guy's like Flash. So, you know, and if you bring that intensity, you get that nickname from your peers, you know it stands for something, Brian. So definitely that is something I'm looking forward to, is maybe when we get, like you said, if we get healthy, you know, we're looking like a different Rams team than what we saw this past Saturday. So definitely, I'm looking forward to it. I know if people want to know anything about sports or your great columns, you got them there on the 8:30 Times, where you can find almost throughout there in Del Rio. Is it a daily or every 3 days, or how is that, Brian?
we're a weekly. Every Wednesday we come out. Well, the print copy comes out every Wednesday, and we're always updating stuff on our website. So we appreciate the support. You know, we had our first football tab earlier this month, and that was fun to put together again. It was good seeing the kids on media day and talking to them. I know you were there. Unfortunately, you were there for the physicals aspect. So you were
Yeah,
setting it out
I'm
to
getting back
everybody
into
else.
it. Nah, just playing. No, my daughter's one of them's a Bell, and the other one's trying out for different sports. So I was out there, but Brian, more than anything, I love, you know, people you have. If when it comes to sports, yes, they could say, "Hey, Junior, you make it exciting." You and Brian, you and Mike make it exciting. But when it comes to facts and knowledge, there, who else than Mr. Brian Argerbright, right? I mean, my calzón sucio and my talking there can make it only so much, right?
I mean, you know what? I try, and a lot of it comes from reading and from having a lot of good friends in this business.
Yeah.
And you know, this weekend we're going to be put to the test. There's no getting around it. And the fact is, Odessa's looking for a win. We're looking for a win, and I hope the fans come out and support the Rams on Friday night, and hope they push these kids to get that first win at home. That'd be great. And hopefully it'll kickstart the rest of a great season for this team.
Yes, that's more than important, Brian. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you there on tomorrow. Hopefully we get some sunblock with us, because it's going to be a hot one.
No doubt, man. But I know you guys are professionals. I know you make the trip, you support these kids, and you guys are ready for whatever's thrown at you.
Yeah,
So,
give me hail and snow. We'll be there. Brian, greatly appreciate it. I'll see you on the field tomorrow. Remember, you want to catch some of Brian's great articles, hit him up on, he's on Facebook at 8:30 Times. Also, their weekly newspaper at 8:30 Times. Also, Brian, greatly appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Good talking to you. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And then, like I said, always nice to whenever we bring in Brian on there, because he'll give us the facts, brother.
Yeah, man. He drops knowledge anytime you talk to him, man.
Anytime, guys. It's going to take us to our first commercial break. We'll be back with more Huddle right after this.
I can't receive the COVID-19 vaccine, but you can. Vaccine for you, vaccine for me.
Del Rio, it's time we join efforts to slow the spread of COVID-19 for our children, family, and friends. There are numerous locations available to receive your free COVID-19 vaccine. For assistance, please call 830-775-2313. Together, we can make a difference in slowing the spread of COVID-19. This message is brought to you by the City of Del Rio.
It's the final days of Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale. Right now, get an additional 10% off already reduced prices throughout the store and online. Or get 6 years no interest. Get up to 30% off. Plus, get an additional 10% off outdoor furniture. Or get 6 years no interest. Ashley Home Store. This is home. Feels good to be home.
Puro tacuache, cut. Puro tacuache, cut. Vamos a quemar las llantas, cut.
Don't know where to go, cuh? Go to Arkwright Welding and Truck Accessories, where they got wheel and tire packages, lift kits, performance accessories, Linex certified installers, also custom grill guards. Hit them up at Highway 90 West in Del Rio, or give them a call at 830-774-6058 with 3 major ways to purchase with no interest until 4 months. That's 4 months, 0 interest on all purchases. So get those tires burning, cuh, and go to Arkwright Welding and Truck Accessories.
Attention, Here is an important public service announcement. Your vehicle is worth more today than it was yesterday, last week, and even last month. Now's the time to trade or sell us your car at Brown Nissan of Del Rio. So now's the time to trade. Trade your vehicle in or simply sell it to us. Brown Nissan of Del Rio, 830-775-0566. Stop by today, 2300 Veterans Boulevard, or go online to brownnissandelrio.com.
With mortgage rates at an all-time low, it's time to open the door to your new home with Amistad Mortgage inside Amistad Bank. Voted #1 mortgage lender in Del Rio. Call Aida or Claudia to set up an appointment at 830-778-2528. Take advantage of the mobile app in your app store today for mobile banking needs. So bank smart, bank local, bank Amistad Bank in Del Rio.
Off-Road Recovery, located at 602 East 15th Street. Where there's no tire too big or too small, we do them all. Anytime, any place, and any size. We're on call 24/7. Off-Road Recovery is also a great place to get wheels and tires. So if your ride is down for the count, call Off-Road Recovery at 830-765-5851. Off-Road Recovery, 602 East 15th Street.
I'd like to thank all of our great sponsors of the huddle, but man, my stomach is growling. That means there's only one place I'm going. That's where you need to go. That's Buffalo Wings and Rings, located at 3600 Veterans Boulevard with the Korean chicken ringer. It's going to be your personal fave. It is my fave and guaranteed the fourth best thing you've had in your mouth. Also, nationally chosen michelada, coldest beer, margaritas on tap. So definitely hit them up, 3600 Veterans Boulevard here in Del Rio. Buffalo Wings and Rings offering curbside at 830-778-1297. As we return back to the huddle with another quick segment that we have up against us is for all you DC4Lers out there. You know, I tried calling Daniel because I wanted to get him on the chat, on the video chat, because he said he was going to be coaching, and I was like, man, Daniel, I want to see how it's going. I know he was getting prepared. A ver si me contesta.
What's he coaching? Soccer?
No, Pee Wee football.
Okay.
So I'm trying to work this out, Del Rio. I'm trying to work this out where when it comes to their playoffs and championships, I'm going to try to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm going to try to make it. Daniel, you're live on the huddle. Are you practicing with the little ones right now? Are you? Yeah. Is there a way I can call you through Facebook so you could show the people of Del Rio how Pee Wee practice is going?
They're on a break right now.
Hombre, los tienes en break. Real quick, well, you're live real quick, Daniel. How is Pee Wee football going on right now? I heard you're practicing. When is more or less where you're thinking the games will start?
The first day of the game will be the 18th,
September
September 18th.
18th, huh? Yeah. Man, and like I said, and how are the kids being responsive? Are they excited? What are you, since you're there coaching them, what are you hearing from them?
They're ready. They're ready to go. They're excited. It's a little hot out here, but they're doing all right.
Hey, it's not football. We're used to hot, cold, rainy, wet, all that good stuff, right?
That's right.
You know, one thing that I was just telling Mike right now, hopefully we get this worked out where we can make it out there for at least a playoff and championship game when it comes to Pee Wee, because I know that runs in our blood, even though I was a Lion. And what were you? Oh, no, you're a Chi-Town boy, no. So definitely, Daniel, greatly appreciate you telling me really quick that you guys got your the kids out there in Pee Wee getting ready. So definitely, the games are on Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Games on Saturday, Mike. So you want to get out there early on Saturday?
Hey,
I'm down, dude. Hey, man, that's always good.
Hey, Daniel, real quick, man. What's your Cowboys record for the season, bro?
Oh man, here we go.
Hey, real quick. I know you got practice, man. Real quick. What do you think?
Let's go 11-6.
Okay. Okay.
Daniel, before we hang up and you get back to coaching, guess what I did yesterday, other than eating?
What's that? I couldn't hear you real quick.
Guess what I did on the internet yesterday, and I told Daniel, I wish you were here to hear this come, and so I can tell you in person, I'm sorry. I officially ordered a Dallas Cowboys hat for the season.
Good old flip-flop.
Good old flip-flop in full effect, Daniel. Order.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah,
See you
thank
later.
you. Later.
All right, buddy. Later.
Daniel live from his practice. I just had to tell him, dude.
Yeah, man.
You know that's going to stick in his head now. So now that like I was able to talk to Daniel and talk about the DC 4Lers out there. Mike, with the preseason done, Dak not even making an appearance because of his arm, are you worried?
I'm not too worried about it because I know it was a minor injury, but of course it's still, in the back of my head. I'm more worried about the defense still. The defense I think has gotten better, but in our preseason they don't show too much. So I'm interested to see what the defensive backs do, the cornerbacks and the safeties. The linebackers are probably among the best in the league with Micah Parsons, Van Der Esch, Jaden Smith, and Keanu Neal. Man, Keanu Neal was a safety that they brought in, I think from Atlanta last year, and they moved him to linebacker, and he's been doing really good. And then they had the third-round pick, Jabril Cox, who's been making a lot of plays too. And then they brought their special teams guy, Luke Gifford, back on as linebacker. So that linebackers room is, I think,
stacked.
Awesome. It's gonna depend on what happens with the cornerbacks, man, and the safeties, the deep ballers.
If we can get past
because,
it, yeah.
I mean, first game you got Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Gronk. Like, I think it's gonna be a tough matchup. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna win this first game. I just want to see what they're gonna do and see what they're gonna have to improve on throughout the season.
So this might shock you, and then when Daniel rewinds the show, remember, guys, we have this show every Thursday streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. I predicted, and this is going to come a shock to you, Daniel, all the DC 4Lers out there. I got the Cowboys by 3, late field goal, fourth quarter.
And I can definitely see that. I mean.
Late. Like I'm talking like a 2-minute drive that ended up with a field goal, and defense comes up big with a stop, and that's game over.
See, if that happens, I'll be excited for the rest of the season. That means the defense did good. You know what I mean?
And I don't know why that's in me, and that same mentality led me to go buy that Cowboys hat.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to that decision.
And if they lose, I'll take the hat.
No, I'm going to wear that hat. When my wife's like, when she saw me place that order, and she's like,
yes, sir?
She was like, what'd you do? I said, I ordered a hat. She's like, you didn't order an Oregon hat. You didn't order a Longhorn hat. A Cowboys one? I said, yeah. She's like, okay. I mean, she was overall shockness through the whole house, because they know I'm not. I was brokenhearted, and I'm still been brokenhearted. About the Cowboys, they just haven't produced. You know what I mean? So definitely, I don't know what happened, but this one at work, when I was at work, they're like, "All right, Mr. Sports," they told me, I said, "What is your prediction for this game?" I said, "Cowboys late by a field goal."
By a field goal.
You?
I can definitely see that happening. I think it's gonna be the other way. I think it's gonna be the Patriots by like a touchdown.
One tutty?
One tutty, yeah. I don't think I was gonna say the Patriots. The
Bucks.
I don't think the Bucks are gonna be like going all out yet, because it's the beginning of the season. That's not the type of
play
team that they're gonna be. They're gonna want to build up slowly to get the momentum back to the Super Bowl. But I think it's gonna be a tough one for the Cowboys. But I wouldn't be surprised if they won, to be honest, because. When teams win the Super Bowl, sometimes they come back, they're not as hungry. They're not.
Yeah, they already won it.
But then again, it's Tom Brady.
It's Tom Brady. Dude.
I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, and Antonio Brown's back in full form to when he was, starting really well for the Steelers. Mike Evans just redid his contract, so he's happy.
Overall, a lot of smiling faces there.
Exactly, they're all happy there. So I think that's only going to make them gel better and make them a better team. So it's definitely going to be a tough one. I'll be watching it on my phone as we're at the Rams game.
The Rams game.
But we'll see.
Isn't it? Oh no, wait. Isn't it Thursday night game?
Thursday night game, and so the Laredo game next week, I believe, is also on Thursday.
Oh.
I think so. We'll see.
Ooh. I say Cowboys by a touchdown. You say,
No, you say Cowboys by
by a field goal. You got the Bucks
I
by
got the Bucks by a touchdown.
by a tutty. So
And if gambling was legal in Texas, I'd probably bet on that.
I'm being like that. Dang, Abbott, you passed all these other ones, minus that one. Minus that one. But guys, you know what? It's a fantastic show. I love when it gets to doing this. And what I have a few minutes, guys. I need to remind you guys really quick. I know right now we're going through a little COVID hiccup. You know, we're up in the 600s now. There is going to be vaccines available Friday at Plaza del Sol Mall, courtesy of the city of Del Rio. Thank you, Dr. Palau, and interim city manager John Sheedy for providing this great information. Por favor, tomen la ventaja y pónganse la vacuna. Ahorita pues estamos pasando por un tiempecito medio de puro del COVID que no se quiere ir. So, por favor, póngase la vacuna. Van a tener una buena oportunidad de ponerse esta vacuna este viernes gratis. No le van a cobrar absolutamente nada. Este viernes ahí en el Plaza de Sol Mall. Nomás busquen dónde va a estar la línea. No sea uno de los 600 algo casos. No sea un número que están poniendo ahí. Porque sí está bien difícil. Yo y Mike perdimos a alguien que conocimos muy bien en la escuela, también le gustaban mucho los deportes y perdió la batalla con COVID. Por favor, ustedes no la pierdan y vayan y pónganse la vacuna. La segunda cosa que les tengo que decir, va a haber comida este sábado en el Roy Muskis Park de cortesía del comisionado del precinto número 2, Mr. Juan Carlos Vázquez. Por favor, si quieren esos alimentos gratis, por favor, despensas gratis, por favor, vayan este sábado comenzando a las 9 en el Roy Muskis Park. So definitely, guys, really quick, I need to say that back in English is please, 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 you got to take advantage. A message from the city of Del Rio with Dr. Palau and our intern city manager, John Sheedy. You have a great opportunity to get that vaccine. And just like that commercial, if we vaccine for our little ones ourselves, we help them out because they're at home with us. So definitely don't be another statistic in that chart. Go get vaccinated. Both me and Mike lost a very close friend of ours that went to school, a very, very big advocate of sports with his battle with COVID. So definitely please vaccinate yourself. Be safe. Second is, if you guys are in need of some food distribution, County Commissioner Precinct number 2, Mr. Juan Carlos Vasquez will be having food distribution this Saturday starting at 9 at Roy Muskis Park. So definitely those two quick important announcements while we're on the huddle. But brother, excited, with we're going about 24 hours. We're going to be streaming, going live here. So definitely I'm excited. The lights at Walter Leverman Stadium, they just put in a new track, right?
Yeah.
New track.
Sure. Gotta break it in.
Break it in. Let's break it in with a W. Make sure you tune in to us. We'll be there live. Also, my good buddy Rob, also that couldn't make it today, will be joining us there. So definitely, it's gonna be tough. I can't make no predictions, man, just because I don't know, man. After talking to Brian, it got me like maybe that's why I'm flip flop.
Hey man, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully everybody comes out. I believe tickets are still available online.
Yep.
The San Felipe Del Rio School District put on their website, put the link. So if you want to go, buy your tickets beforehand. That way you're not there at the gate. Print them out, get them ready to go, or you can have them on your phone. They can scan them there. But yeah, hopefully the community comes out, supports the Rams. Also, before we go, I do want to shout out both Patriots baseball and Primetime baseball.
Yeah.
They both had excellent tournaments this past weekend.
Nice.
Came out victorious. Also, we got to shout out Jack.
Oh man, dude, that
He's been
freaking
lighting it up for
Captain Jack
for the Angels this past month or so. He hit that grand slam today, the grand slam against the Yankees of all teams. So definitely shout out to him and his family. Congratulations for all his success. He's just setting a good example for the rest of our kids. To have a hero to look up to. When it comes to becoming a professional.
An athlete, especially in a sport that is America's pastime.
Exactly. Yeah.
Baseball.
And we got plenty of people watching here that love baseball, and just like I said, shout out to him representing our community very well, and just keep it up, Jack. You got this community behind you, brother. So keep it up, and hopefully we can talk to you one day. We can get you on the huddle or something. We'll see.
Definitely, I know Polo Del Rio is working on us with that. So definitely, guys, I greatly appreciate it. That is the huddle for this week. So definitely, guys, if you guys want some free T-shirts, guess what? I guess you guys are gonna have a chance to get some at the game tomorrow. Just come and hang out with us, and I got 2 to give away at the game, courtesy of Skyline Embroidery. When it comes to any type of embroidery, custom hats, shirts, vinyl, trophies, all our trophies that we gave away last year, courtesy of Skyline Embroidery here in Del Rio. Shop local, shop all these businesses that you guys got here. From behalf of Mike and myself, you guys have a fantastic day. Rest of your fantastic evening. See y'all later. Tune in for some Friday Night Lights tomorrow.
This sport talk show was presented by KWMC 1490 Classic Hits.